I'm only one call away, and I'll be there to save the day. Superman's got nothing on me. I'm only one call away.
And one more good morning to the Regional Crisis Team and honored guests. Thank you so much for being here today to celebrate Regional Crisis Team's 25th anniversary. I'm trying to stay present in the moment and savor everything that's going to be happening in this special occasion from now until about 10 o'clock. We have a couple more colleagues who are going to join us, which we know, we always sweep them in. Your work is so precious to the schools that you serve that sometimes you have to peel away or you can't peel away. We understand all of those things. We are just so pleased that all of you could make time for us today. Those who couldn't peel away, had to remain in their schools, know that they are here with us in spirit. So I have a couple of opening remarks that I want to say to all of you. But first of all, on behalf of Frank Lumiere, Jackie Fana, and I, we are just, we are moved and honored to be in your midst, our unsung heroes. And you know that we always refer to you in that way. You never look for the accolades, but today, please accept them, because this is an opportunity for us to say thank you, and thank you again. Okay, so we're going to start with our formal remarks. We've got a lot of things to share with you today, and we also have a couple of surprises, so be prepared. So again, formally, we want to welcome our Regional Crisis Team members, our administrators, Regional Crisis Team members, and our honored guests. We are delighted that you could join us for this milestone event to celebrate our Regional Crisis Team and their many contributions throughout the year. They are our helpers, and as the Regional Crisis Team knows, we have come again and again to the quote by Fred Rogers: "Look for the helpers. There will always be helpers." And we have a room full of helpers. When our districts are in their greatest time of needs and they call for helpers, you all come forward. And so know that you are recognized, you are valued, and you are appreciated. The room full of helpers is always only one phone call away. So Frank, Jackie, and I would like to convey a heartfelt thanks to a few people who behind the scenes has made this grand event possible. First of all, Louise Dutra. She has been in and out. Where is she? Okay, good. Yay, Louise. She'll be back. I think I know she's on a special assignment.
Yes, she is.
So she'll be back. Just know that Louise Dutra, familiar name to the Regional Crisis Team, she has been with the team for as long, or probably as I have been with the team, and I've been honored to be a member for 23 years. Louise does everything behind the scenes. She works her magic, as we say, and of course today she was just making sure that everything was just perfect so all of you could come in and feel, again, wow, this is all for you. So Louise Dutra, will catch her again. She doesn't like the attention, but I've asked her to please accept that today because we want to make sure we acknowledge her. Our operations and maintenance team, Patrick Haynes, who probably hears my voice, and I told him if he's in earshot to please come in. Patrick is the person that greets you when you come in. Patrick has been, I've been at the BOCES 23 years, and I think Patrick's close to 30. So he and I are the conference center team. We very much love being able to prepare for these meetings, and the placement of the chairs and the tables, good morning, is something he takes great pride in. And when he sees you come in and he knows you had a good meeting, it warms his heart. So Patrick Haynes, Jose, and Sandra, who were with me last night when we were setting up, got everything set up, and I'll tell you about how much this means to them. They know who you are, and they know what you do. So we got everything set up, and I came back and I had a few things coming on, and I couldn't find them. And, oh my God, they're just here. They had a special solvent, and they were on their hands and knees cleaning off the scuff marks so that when you came in, the floor would look sparkling. But that was their way of rolling out the red or the white carpet for all of you, and that we deserve. So all those special touches from Patrick, Jose, and Sandra.
Also, I'd like to thank Tricia Herbald. You've heard her name before. Tricia is our art director, and Tricia is responsible for all of the branded materials that you see here at BOCES, all of the branded materials that we have in this room. And as you entered outside, you worked your way into this beautiful ceremony room. Tricia is behind all of that. Tricia also worked tirelessly on those memory books. We hope you treasure them as much as we do, and we thank Tricia. She wasn't able to be here today, but she is with us in spirit, and she will be delighted when we tell her how much her work was recognized. So thank you to Tricia Herbald, our art director. Oh, and Louise Dutra has entered the room. Louise! Louise, thank you so much for everything. We're just singing your praises. We're so happy that you can be here. I know that sometimes your work pulls you away, but we want you to stay with us for the whole time if you can. And thank you for everything you did to make this happen and always working your magic for us. So there we go. We've got Louise. Also want to say thank you to Karen Hoffman. There she is. Karen Hoffman is with our school communications department. You may have seen Karen around. She is here. Thank you so much, Karen. She is here for this special event. She's going to take lots of photos. She may ask you for some quotes. She's also going to write a story and put some of our photos up on social media. Thank you so much, Karen, for being here. We could not do it without you. Couldn't spread the good word about everything that our regional crisis team does without you. I also want to say thank you to Jessica, one of our partners. She's responsible for the sign that you saw when you came in. So Jessica, again, understood this is a big event. Jessica has done signs for us before. She has her own company. She developed it during the pandemic. She created this whole kind of second business for herself. She's a lovely person. I explained to her what this regional crisis team was and what it's about. So she arrived last night to put it up so it would be in place when you walked in this morning. And she was a little nervous. And she said, oh, wow, this is a big event, and I know you want something that's really kind of over the top. She said, I think I have a plan. It's 3-tiered, and I've got all these things. And she looks at me and she said, are you particular? And I said, oh, I'm very particular. And she said, so am I. And so she worked an hour and a half getting that sign just the way you see it now. So thank you, Jessica, from Sign. I also want to say thank you to Jill Sortis and our food service team. They're right across the street. They prepared that special breakfast for you, keeping in mind everything and anything that you could possibly want. And they are the ones who are responsible for the cookies, the PNW BOCES RCT cookies. So as one of your parting gifts, you will be receiving PNW BOCES cookies. Jackie, thank you for the selection of the ribbon, which says 25th anniversary. So those are our usual tried and true cookies with a special twist. Thank you, Jackie. And thank you, Jill Sortis and our food service team. We also have Jackie Z, not Jackie F, but Jackie Z. She is part of our print shop. She printed all the memory books. She prints everything for us. And we really came right down to the wire because we had some late entries and Tricia was playing with the layout. But Jackie Z from our print shop, I'm sure she can hear us because we are always singing her praises. Thank you to her and her last minute efforts to get everything ready for today. And last but certainly not least, you know him. He feels like he's an adopted member of a regional crisis team, is Ed Catapano. He's in the back. He is videotaping everything. So Ed Catapano, as you know, when Ed comes, we're going to take photos. We're going to do video. We have some great holiday videos as a result of Ed's work. We love doing the holiday videos. It's a lot of fun. I think, Ed, we got it now where we're in 1 or 2 takes, but we used to have blooper upon blooper upon blooper. Somehow, Ed smooths it all over, and he's able to produce these beautiful videos for us. And as we go through the PowerPoint, we're going to be revisiting a couple of videos. And one of them is my all-time favorite in my 23 years at BOCES that Ed produced for us. So we'll be watching that again. Okay. Frank, Jackie, anything else that I didn't say that we need to acknowledge or thank anyone?
Yeah, I just think, I mean, at the end of it all, right, a special thank you to you, Lynn and Jackie, who really put this whole thing together. And really, Yeah, I just want to right now I've done zero, except maybe
No.
just make sure there was cookies coming. That's really it, you know. And yeah, and I can't imagine the amount of emails that have been going back and forth, and the coordination. Like, again, the amount of emails that normally go back and forth are a lot. But I have seen the coordination, the meetings popping up, 25th anniversary follow-up to the follow-up to the follow-up meeting, and things like that. So you just need to know the amount of work that went in during the day, outside of hours. 6 o'clock this morning, they were here. So, like, you know, on top of all the love that they show for you, like this, you know, was there. So I just think to not just both of you was really, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And thank you for giving me honor. We all know our role.
Yes,
But he came in a suit, so we're thankful.
absolutely, absolutely. And Jackie, always a pleasure. We did have a lot of fun with it, and it was a labor of love. So
If anyone has any other anniversaries that they need planned in their life, we got it now.
Yep, we have the team. Yep, absolutely. We're happy to do it.
We're in it.
We're happy to do it. But thank you so much to both of you. So we're going to go through our PowerPoint, and as I was saying, maybe it was to Maria, the history is so important. It's our 25th anniversary. And what is so special about this is we have some of our team members who started this whole movement 25 years ago, and they're going to speak to you a little bit later and say a few words to you. 25 years doing this labor of love, this work that is just selfless, and know how treasured you are in this region. And as we were going over the PowerPoint today, Frank updated our statistics because it is very frequent that we're called, and we're always there for our districts, along with our special partners who are here. Gabe Lomas from Western Connecticut State University. Remember, Gabe was somebody that was with us for several years. He created our sister organization, as we say, in Connecticut, went on to create the Connecticut School Safety Center. Gabe is here he's got another meeting, but he came today so that he could be part of this special celebration. And Gabe, thank you for all your contributions to the RCT, and thank you for being here. We'll take you as long as you can stay with us. And of course, we have Michael Orth and Michael Piazza, the Mike and Mike Show. We had that for years and years. Michael Orth, of course, still active in Westchester County. He is the Commissioner of the Department of Community Mental Health. Michael has always been a partner to the RCT and so many other things. Thank you for being here, Michael. I know in your position it's very hard for you to be able to feel the way that you're here. It means everything to us. Michael Piazza has retired, right? Or semi-retired? Mike came back to join us for this celebration. It would not be the same without Michael and Mike. Our Mike and Mike show has now become our Michael and Sarah show. So Sarah Zedania is here from Putnam County. Thank you, Sarah. You can be here at this celebration because you already know, you get a good feel for the team, but Sarah has really been such a great partner to us, and we warmly welcome you. This will be the first of many meetings, and we'll look forward to the Michael and Sarah show. Mike, you can always come back and jump in anytime, but that was it has become part of the routine, and it was something we look forward to. So thank you for our special guests. We have some of our retired regional crisis team members that were with us for quite a while. Grace Carnevali is here. Grace, thank you so much for coming back. I know that you had to step away from the team. There's so many other things to do, but we know we're always in your heart. And two of your colleagues, Alice Weaver and Henrietta Lodge, also retired fully from the team, were not able to be here today, but we have special placards for them. They're here again with us in spirit. So Grace, thanks for being here. And then holding down the fort for our administrators regional crisis team in the back are Amelia Carpenzano from Brewster. Amelia, thank you so much for your contributions to the ARCT, the RCT, joined by Melissa Joyce, another member of our ARCT. Thank you for holding the fort for the ARCT and supporting us. Okay, so are we ready to let our PowerPoint roll here? We're going to do a walk down memory lane here. And thank you for your attention to this. Some of you have seen it, maybe once, maybe twice, maybe many times, but we'll let it roll again. And Ed, I think if I do 3 switches, it'll help us to see it a little better. Okay, thank you. All right, so the crisis team model and theoretical framework. That sounds really interesting. This PowerPoint was created in its original form years and years ago. I believe it was created, or at least this slide was created when Jeannie Golden, we'll talk about her momentarily. Jeannie Gold started the team 25 years ago. This slide, with the exception of the pictures, and this 2005 source, is something that we always start our regional crisis team overviews with. The crisis team is an exemplary, and I would highlight that and put exclamation points around that, example of an interdisciplinary intervention where helping professionals, our regional crisis team, come together from all disciplines for a common purpose. Our common purpose is simply to support districts in their greatest time. And there's the quote. There she is, Jeannie Gold. And some of you remember her, some of you worked with her. She is near and dear to our PNW BOCES heart. She retired several years ago, and we still stay in touch from time to time. Jeannie, in her retirement, wanted to travel. I believe she's in Paris now. She's traveling worldwide somewhere, and that's the only reason that Jeannie could not be here. But Jeannie was the founder, along with several other people in the room, who we will acknowledge later on in our presentation. It was founded in 1999, following the tragic events at Columbine. And Jeannie, and I think it was 4 other people in the region, created the regional crisis team so we would be prepared should something of that magnitude happen in our region. Now, when Columbine happened, that was an unusual circumstance, and I remember for many years, Mike Salet was part of the regional crisis team. He was our regional safety coordinator, and he used to say, but schools are still one of the safest places that you can be. So think about that. Before even some of the other tragic events that happened, Columbine was one of the first. Jeannie and this small group of team members had the foresight to say, we need to put something in place. That's how it all started. The foresight, the vision, started the regional crisis team. And 25 years later, it's still going strong. The purpose of the regional crisis team, as we know, is to provide guidance, support, and/or assistance to students, to staff, administrators within our PNW BOCES region. As you know, our BOCES serves 18 component districts, 6 in Putnam, the rest in northern Westchester. If we could branch out and help everybody, we would certainly do that, but we would never do anything else. So we're very proud that Western Connecticut has now created their own contingent. Southern Westchester BOCES created their own contingent, and we have our friends from Dutchess and Dutchess BOCES, and we do have some of our friends from Ulster who aren't here today that are also looking to replicate the model. So thank you to Corinne and Robert for being here. As you know, there are our adoptees who can stay with us until they're ready to spread their wings and create their own regional crisis team in their region. And then also to provide crisis intervention and response training, resources, best practices. So when we come together, we spend a lot of time in introductions and bonding. It's important that we are able to develop relationships among and between us. So when we're deployed, we know who each other are. We're steeped in the regional crisis team and our practices and protocols. And also, we often call upon Frank and Jackie to provide us with the best practices. So those are the reasons why we come together monthly, and of course to debrief if we have been deployed. Those are the levels of learning that we have really treasured throughout our time together. Our RCT members here, you can see, we have all 18 of our participating school districts and BOCES. We have our participating agencies. Some of them are represented today. Marla Baylor from Child Advocacy Center. Thank you, Marla, for all your contributions. We have Michelle from ESI, Employee Assistance. Michelle, where are you? Yes, you. And Michelle, how long have you been here with us in the regional crisis team? That's a good number of years. 15. 15. Okay, so, and you remember Hank used to be also, well, he's retired now, but Hank and Michelle would always be with us. And we have Ann what's here? Ann from Lifestance Health. Joanna, we have from Putnam Northern Westchester's Women's Resource Center. So we have all of our wonderful agencies. We have our special consultants, some of which we've already identified. And then we have our special affiliates also, who we have identified. I'm going to pass now to Jackie to go through a few more of our slides, and then I'll be back a little later.
So how does one become one member of the RCT? As we know, the RCT really strives to have a representative from each of our component districts as well as our community agencies. So contact is made with, myself, Lynn, Frank, and we have that decision of, we need more members, or we're missing a district, or we really need representatives. We have that conversation. Then at the school level, the school has nominated you guys to be a part of this amazing team. That is done by the superintendents, the agency representatives, and then they're really recommended. We onboard them, and then you are stuck with being a part of this team, right? So then again, part of the team, and you're with us, and we are super appreciative that you guys have been nominated, that your schools are supporting you to be here to take on this role. And I think that's what makes this team so strong, is that understanding of being nominated, being a part of it, and what that really looks like. So once we are a part of that team, really what are the roles? What are the expectations? What do we do all the time? So again, remaining current and applying those best practices, just like Lynn has mentioned, coming to the meetings, making sure we're having those conversations, and really listening to what's out there, what's new, and hearing from one another. I think that's something that we really do a great job of having those conversations about what's working after deployments, what's working in certain districts, and things like that. And that's a huge part of it. Again, of course, I don't think we ever fall from this, but really adhering to the professional code of ethics. Those monthly meetings are huge, and we're always so thankful that you guys take the time out of your busy days and careers to really come and spend those 2 hours with us. It's one of my favorite times of the month to come and spend with you guys on that Friday. And then of course, one of the biggest things that we do, and we are always appreciative of this, is just being available when the RCT is activated. And we know this year, when it's been activated, has been really difficult, non-convenient times, right? Memorial Day, I think it was Super Bowl Sunday we had a time while we were here, and again, just the level of really reporting back to us in such an efficiency is super helpful, and we always appreciate that. And then of course, promoting the use of the RCT in the region, right? The word of the mouth, the getting out there what we do and how much we're really supporting our component districts. And then what we do at those meetings is, again, sharing that information, materials, resources, and then when we're deploying, right, sharing our resources out, our website, bringing resources with us. I know, Michelle, that was huge for Somers. Thank you, bringing your resources, things like that we have as a team to bring to our region. I love that picture. I think that was actually when Gail Duffy came, and we were like really into her breathing and techniques and things like that. And I think it just really captured a great moment of us networking and sharing amongst each other's, right? And that was a really great conversation that day about resilience, about burnout, and what it is that we do together. Training and, again, we sort of belabored this, presenting crisis response, all of that, best practices during those meetings is super important. And then, of course, always debriefing and learning from each situation. So the activation process, I think we're all pretty familiar with, and I think this has been, what has helped the process so much is just how seamless this has been, and creating those connections and network. But the district will either contact Frank, myself, or Lynn and let us know that either something is coming or that we are needed. We then get as much information we know as possible, which sometimes is limited. We pass that out to you all. Contact is then made. You guys are fantastic at that. You let us know your times, when you're available, and then we set up that schedule and help to get you into the school and serve where they need. The on-site work, of course, is when we are there. It looks different each time, and we learn that, but really, again, one of us as the facilitator will always be there to sort of help navigate that. We understand what it is the crisis is, what is needed of the school. Are we going to need to help staff in this moment? Are we going to need to help students? And then we, report and do just that. And of course, we are aware of the importance of supporting these people throughout this, right? We're not intrusive, we're not overreactive, but we're really just there as that helping comfort and lending hand. So again, we could not thank you enough for doing that. And then we are, of course, cognizant of the school district's administration, staff members, and really trying to figure out what do they need in this difficult time. pass it on to Mr. Statistic Man.
Good morning, everyone.
How
Frank, I'm
fitting.
just going to warn you, there
Yeah.
may be a surprise during your presentation, so just get ready in case.
Everyone's
there may
super
be-
shady. That's all I'm saying.
You should have been a part of the planning. If you would have known.
You know, I saw a weird package, got me nervous. Just for everybody, so you're aware, right? For us, we always like to keep the statistics, right? I think that's important. We have weird statistical anomalies sometimes, right? And sadly, right, Somers this year was the statistical anomaly for us, right? We had 3 responses to Somer this year alone. In the past, we've gone to Mayapack multiple times during the year, and a lot of times what we'll hear back is this idea that, this black cloud is following us for one reason, and we're here to help and support them through that difficult time. So, for us, on average, just so everybody knows, and again, we've been keeping these statistics since 2007, we have responded normally on a normal year somewhere between 4 and 8 times, with 6 being the average. That's usually for us, we're on 6 deployments, so once every other month basically is where we are. So to date, and I literally updated it this morning as we were going through this PowerPoint, where we came up to is the idea that we have now responded to 140 total things since 2007, right? And then with that, obviously the majority is student deaths, and then followed by the 38 other responses. But I think what's important too to realize, and I think going back to my work with in Putnam County with Mike Piazza, and then to Sarah, because I think it was one of Sarah's first times, as she was transitioning into her new role, is the definition of crisis, right? So a lot of times people look at crisis as the death of someone, but we really look at it as, where people are destabilized from a mental health perspective, and that was one of the things that, again, I share it here. When we were going into Carmel, it wasn't a death, but it was, a rocking of some of the confidence within the district. So the district, again, smartly reached out to us, and we were able to support not only from the regional crisis team side, not only from the educational side, but also from the community mental health side, and I thought that was really important. And I kind of really go back to that because, when we look at these crisis situations, while they're few, right, and far between, I think they're so important, and I think it goes to the depth and breadth of our team where we can pull that experience from. You're going to give me an 8 count, right? So, part of it too is the idea of the longevity, and as we've transitioned in and out, and, different groups have come in and different groups have come out. Obviously a lot of you remember the LCC Canine Comfort Dogs that we had here for a while that eventually now have been retired. I know we're trying to get other therapy dogs, comfort dogs in. I know Marla's been working tirelessly trying to find additional partners for us. But, at the end of it all, our core group has remained and has kind of carried that torch forward, right? Some other benefits, about being a part of the RCT is, just trying to provide as much professional development to all of you as we can, relevant to what you're doing, not only your work as a school clinician, social worker, school psychologist, but also in crisis prevention and response, right? And that's really where we, I think, shine as well because of our, Lynn always calls them our special consultants, right? But they're really more of our special friends, right? Who always can help us plug us into like the new things that are out there, and we're appreciative of the SPOA contacts, the community mental health, the Women's Resource Center, like all of these things that are just out there, the Bereavement Center, help to backfill some of the work that we have to have. And I think, too, with Michelle, right?
Excuse me, Frank.
Yes.
We have some surprise visitors.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello.
So 3 of our superintendents, Michelle Gosh, Harry Lefebvre, and Christine Ackerman, carved out time to be here to also celebrate the 25th anniversary and to support their members of the regional crisis team. We invited all superintendents, and you may see a few more pop in, but know that you are very beloved by your superintendents who support you. Jackie went through the nomination process. So thank you, Michelle, Harry, and Christine for being here and supporting the RCT. Enjoy the rest of our time together. Frank, sorry to interrupt.
No, never interruption. Nice to see all of you. Yeah.
Frank, I'm not used to seeing you in a tie. I'm not used to seeing you without.
Right. Everything is juxtaposed, you know? Listen, it's just good not talking at 4:30 in the morning on Zoom, right? So we're thankful for those things. So again, I was just talking about some of our affiliates on the special consultant side, but also on the other side is the administrative side. This is actually perfect timing, right? Because we also have our administrative regional crisis team. I think that is super important because not only do we respond on the mental health side to our districts, we can respond to the administrative side. And I think sometimes people don't realize that as well. You know, we responded to a district in crisis one time. They were going through their international baccalaureate review, right, in the midst of a crisis. So not only did we respond with the regional crisis team, we responded with the administrative regional crisis team as well to kind of help that process work through, right? Again, affiliates, normally what we do is the same kind of pathway, right, is we know that people are aligned with the work that we're doing or can support the work that we're doing. We make a connection, and then we usually will vet them with the entire regional crisis team, and then we'll bring them on either as monthly members or as special consultants that will come as needed. You know, and again, I just want to give a nod to both Westchester and Putnam County to be part of those special consultants and want to say thank you. We have received a number of awards, the American Red Cross Community Impact Heroes Award. We were selected to be the Churchill Fellow. And lastly, you know, we were featured in the NIASP newsletter. So again, just some of those notable things that have been there recognized in the work that all of you have done in the region. Additionally, right, you know, when we have been asked to present, and oh, there's Lynn. I was like, she's around here somewhere. Okay, you know, we have been asked to present what the BOCES P&W Regional Crisis Team does because a lot of BOCES and regions in the area are looking to replicate it. So, you know, again, we have Dutchess BOCES here. We're very happy that you guys are here looking to replicate that up in Dutchess County. Again, we believe in the model. It works for what we do down here, and knowing that you have to customize it up there, but we will always treasure you as a sister team.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Anytime. And we can give you a copy of this too if you need it.
I'm taking pictures.
Yeah, I saw that. So I was like, yeah, if you need it, you know. And then most recently, it was in the New York State School Board Association convention. Lynn was able to present on the team and the work that we've done.
It was 06-07. We had a second grade teacher who was fighting cancer, and the whole school was involved in actually supporting her. Unfortunately, in the fall of 07, they needed to be more aggressive, and
It was a difficult time for us as a school community, and we worked as a building crisis team to try to figure out what we would do when we knew the inevitable would happen.
we started feeling that we needed to do something else. We needed some support, and we needed someone right away. So I had been given Dr. Gold's number by our superintendent, David Fleischman, and I called her and found exactly what we were looking for.
When we started talking to Jean, she was so reassuring, and she had all of the answers, and she said, you can call me at home, you can call me in the office, and I can be there Monday morning with a team to help you. They worked with us to craft child language, that this was such a terrible event for us, and we were so close to the person that we were losing, that we really needed to know how to speak to children about death.
We were ready to respond, and they were with us for the rest of that week, actually. They were there for staff, and they were there for us, saddened so by this, but the support was there. We knew that we would get through it together.
So that was the award we received in May of 2009. That was West Orchard in Chappaqua, and that was one of our first deployments. And that was Jeannie Gold, of course, and that was a real testament to the work that that team was doing. And they were recognized, and we are still to this day on our logo, our letterheads, we referenced the Impact Heroes Award that was received in 2009. Many of you were on the team and contributed at that time. It's kind of fun to go back and see, Jean and some people that are still here and on the team. So that is a testament to the work that was done since 1999, 2009 recognized, and we're going to move on now to the replication, Frank, which you talked about, and we've referenced. You can see here there are many inquiries, and that's what we had always hoped, to serve our own PNW BOCES region, but to continue to replicate it. Thank you, Frank, Jackie, and everybody who works to do that. This is a video that Ed Catapano, as you know, he is another of our adopted members of the Regional Crisis Team. His video productions are just beautifully done. And this one I put in the memory book. It's one of my favorite things is to watch this video, because it really is, again, it captures pieces of the work that you've done. So good morning, Deb. I'm going to go ahead and let this roll and come right in. Welcome to you. Happy 25th anniversary. And we'll listen to this, and I let it go to the very end. One of my favorite things is just to acknowledge all the schools who are part of the Regional Crisis Team. So here we go.
I'm only one call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one call away.
School districts are like families. When one part of the family hurts, we all hurt. A tragic event, such as the loss of a student, teacher, or staff member, can have a ripple effect across the district. Similarly, districts may be disrupted by the trauma of severe weather events, accidents, or safety threats, leaving students and faculty alike unable to concentrate or effectively teach and learn. In these instances, the professionals in that district may need the support of the Regional Crisis Team. Founded in 1999 at Putnam Northern Westchester BOCES, the Regional Crisis Team is composed of psychologists, social workers, and guidance counselors who volunteer their time to be on site to provide additional counseling support.
I'm only one call away. I'll be there to save the day.
I have called upon the Regional Crisis Team a few different times. The most recent was we lost a teaching assistant in a car accident, and I called upon Lynn Allen and the Regional Crisis Team to say, hey, help me, walk me through this, make sure I'm not missing a step. There's a wealth of information that you can draw on, so you don't feel alone. They were really my lifeline to be able to tell me what I did well, to tell me things I might think about. And then throughout the week, they were here to check on me. They also put us in touch with bereavement specialists. They brought in therapy dogs for us for the class that was directly affected. And they were just another set of ears and eyes, and if we needed something from them, they just did it. It wasn't another phone call that I needed to make or another email that I needed to send. I felt fully supported by the Regional Crisis Team.
I'm only one call away.
The Regional Crisis Team adds a whole nother level of expertise and support to all school districts, really. So Regional Crisis Team not only has its own expertise, but it also brings in experts from other districts. So when a district's dealing with a crisis, working its way through a crisis, you're really tapping into the regional expertise, and you're also tapping into the regional people power. So you have psychologists and social workers from other schools, and even administrators from other school districts that can be redeployed into a school district to help them through a really tough time. Schools are very well equipped to handle the small crises that occur every day in kind of pockets or with individual students, but when it comes to a large-scale crisis, we need to bring in a larger team with more expertise and more reinforcement.
I'm only one call away.
There are two recent examples of how the Regional Crisis Team has supported the district. One was, unfortunately, one of our high school students committed suicide. We immediately reached out to the Regional Crisis Team. They provided assistance for students, for staff members who were affected by this in ways that we would expect. They were instrumental in helping us to get through that very sad time in the school district. The other occasion in which we've used the regional crisis team has been when we had one of our little first graders died. The entire grade, the entire school was traumatized. The crisis team was in the building the next morning. The regional crisis team was just an amazing, support, very understanding, very flexible, very compassionate, which was precisely what we needed.
I'm only one call away.
We lost a student. A student committed suicide, and the most horrific circumstances than you hope you never have to face. And the folks through the regional crisis team, first through Lynn Allen and then through the rest of the team, it was just to be able to walk through the decisions I was making, to be able to talk through process, to just have somebody just with me to say, to remind me, have you tried this, have you tried that, have you thought about this, what are your plans for that? And sort of to take care of me as a leader, as I was taking care of a professional community, a student community, a larger community. I couldn't have gotten through it. We were asked if we would like to get some clinical support from the crisis team, if we'd like some psychologists and social workers and counselors from the county to join us on that day. I'll never forget that morning. It was like the cavalry had arrived. When just like 15, 20 people who I never met before showed up and said, just tell us where you want us. That was amazing.
I'll be strong. I'm gonna keep holding on. Now don't you worry, it won't be long, darling. When you feel like hope is gone, just run into my arms. I'm only one call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one. I'm only one call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one call away. I'm only one call away.
So Ed, thank you for that beautiful video. And we've got a couple different versions of that. We're going to walk down memory lane. Some of the individuals you see, the leaders in our region, are now leading other districts or in other capacities, but it captures the essence of what our impact has been. And so I thank everyone for all of you. And in our various versions that we use for presentations, it's been updated. I always let those credits roll. And sometimes people in the audience kind of look like, are we done yet? I let them roll right to the end, so everybody is recognized just as we did here. And as we go walk down memory lane, maybe you saw some names. Oh yeah, I remember when this person was on the team or that person was on the team. Some activities we did together. So we're going to shift now. And help yourself to coffee and food in the next room. You can get up at any time, but we're going to shift now away from the videos. We have some special presentations. And as I said, thank you again to Michelle and Harry and Christine for being here. Harry, yes? Go right ahead.
I just wanted to make a comment because Somers has called on the regional crisis team many, many times this year, as many of you may know. And we started back in October with a domestic violence incident that resulted in a student at Somers High School being murdered, his younger brother seriously injured, the mother seriously injured. And then we moved on from there to a parent suicide. And then we had a staff member pass away in February. And then after that, we had a staff member at the high school pass away. And then 2 weeks ago, we had a coach killed in a car crash, and just Monday we had a 6th grade student die. All that in 1 year. So you saw some of our staff members in the video, and that's spanning a series of incidents in different districts. We experienced that in 1 year. So I don't know what we would have done without this team. So I really appreciate everything that you've done for Somers.
Thank you, Harry, Superintendent of Somers. And without our superintendent supporting all of you to be on this team, none of this would be possible. And we are only a phone call away. You know that, Harry. We remain here for you always. And another of your superintendent colleagues who couldn't be here sent you a special message. So we're going to let that roll now.
Hi everyone, it's Ron Hatter, Superintendent of the Yorktown Central School District. Just wanted to congratulate the Regional Crisis Team on 25 years of amazing work. On behalf of the entire Yorktown Central School District, thank you so much for everything you do to support our region. We truly appreciate you.
Thank you, Ron. Okay. So now I would like to introduce a couple members of our Regional Crisis Team who were founding members. I'd first like to ask Dr. Patricia Bragdon to come to the podium and say a few words.
Well, that's a hard act to follow. Thank you for your expressions of gratitude. When I was 10 years old, I was asked to come on this team. And so the rest is history. But I have been on this, and I was fortunate enough and honored enough to be asked to be on the team when Jeannie got together a small group of people. And I've watched it grow, I've watched it change, and the work that all of us do is so important, especially in these times. And I don't have to tell anyone sitting here what we face every day, the challenges we face, and yet we find time to help others. And that's what it's all about. You know, I think there were 4 or 5 of us in the beginning, and we got together. Columbine had rocked our world, and now we see the progression of what's happened. So I can't express enough why this group of people, both in school and outside of school, have maintained and sustained this, and it's all because of leadership. And I have to acknowledge these group of people, especially, you know, Lynn has been in and out. When Lynn found some, I think, issues that needed to be addressed, Lynn came back in. And I can't thank her enough, because they do all the work. We go in and we do what we need to do because that's our expertise. But behind it, it would never sustain, and I think we can all agree with that, without the great leadership of these people. So I'd ask you to stand up. Frank has come on board and just done such a great job with the threat assessments, because if we can be proactive, right, we can hopefully make a change in that way too. So I am grateful every day for working with all of you, and I'll leave with a quote because I don't need to say any more. Never doubt that a small community of community-minded people can change the world, because it's the only thing that really ever has, and that's from Margaret Mead. So I am grateful for everything.
Thank you, Dr. Pat Bragdon, for your vision and for staying with this team for so long. As you know, Pat is a school social worker in Katona-Lewisboro School District. Thank you for all of your many contributions in those beautiful words. Next, I'd like to call up Jill Greenstein. She is a retired school psychologist from Putnam Valley. Jill is also a founding member of the team.
Well, first of all, unlike Pat, I was 5 years old. Also, unlike Pat, I did not speak extemporaneously, so I did write up something a little bit. I'm very grateful to BOCES for many reasons. When one starts out, I guess in most careers, you realize your book learning from graduate school is just the start. I was fortunate to discover two mentors in the beginning of my career as a school psychologist. Dr. Meade Sniffen, then head of the BOCES Guidance Center, taught me so much about psychological testing and helped further my interest in evaluations. Later enhanced even further when BOCES offered a training in neuropsychological testing, which I found incredibly important for me in my job. Neuropsych evaluations were something parents continually asked me to do as we attempted to understand a child's method of learning. My second mentor from BOCES was Dr. Ben Kahn, who taught me about group counseling. The original group that he trained went on to become very dear friends. So, armed with this knowledge, I left BOCES and became a school psychologist at Putnam Valley. It was here we experienced a mass hysteria at the middle school because of a seance that some girls insisted was real. Every clinician had good intentions as we all ran around trying to alleviate the problem. Things quieted down, but it was clear that we needed some guidance. Entered Dr. Jeannie Gold, who was developing the regional crisis team and asked me to join. This became another learning experience for me, this time not from just one person, but a myriad of clinicians, all with something to offer. Over the years, I continue to marvel at the opportunities afforded to all of us, now by Lynn, Jackie, and Frank. We have developed protocols and continually reflect on improvement of those protocols. Think of all we have amassed. We have deployment checklists, protocols for a death in a school district, crisis team debriefing, information as how to talk to children about violence, a code of professional ethics, and so much more. This model has proved so effective that it is now being copied by many other districts. 2000 seems so long ago, and in 25 years, this team has evolved into a microcosm of society. We became not just a group of people with good intentions, but a cadre of clinicians with scientific knowledge and a desire to help other people who are confronted with loss, sadness, and grief. When we are called to a school district, it is with respect and compassion that we approach every new situation. One doesn't really know what will be needed. Everyone has a story, and every story is important, and we have learned to adjust to what the situation demands. I believe we have truly helped. I remember a time so many years ago when we were called into the Peekskill district for a murder of a young high school girl. How does one personally cope with seeing such grief? Our ability to debrief and discuss the situation and our own feelings after these interventions becomes an integral aspect to our training. Through all of this, we have also taken the time to laugh and learn new things. We have dined out together, laughed as we attempted to make a video with our holiday greetings without messing up, and every event has meaning. Remember those clothespins we turned into little dolls so many years ago? The one I did reminded me of my daughter Rachel, who died at the age of 7 from a brain tumor. I carried that clothespin with me for so long. We have learned about gratitude rocks, sleep aids, and more. You all have enriched my life, and in retirement, I remain grateful to everyone for sharing this experience with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jill. Beautiful, poignant words. Thank you so much, Pat and Jill, for founding this team, continuing with this team, and being here to share your lovely words of wisdom. I also wanted to let you know Jeannie Gold is ever present in our conversations. You can find Jeannie's message in the memory book, as well as several other messages from those who have spoken and those who have not yet. The memory book is something I know I will cherish forevermore. But when I was in contact with Jeannie, she was disappointed that she would be on her yet another world traveling circuit. And she wrote a message to me and she said, 25 years, wow. Thank you so much for inviting me to the 25th anniversary celebration of the Regional Crisis Team. Although I would love to attend, I will be away in Paris that week enjoying a river cruise. Okay, good for her. She deserves it. I am truly sorry to miss this wonderful event, but I want to express my heartfelt congratulations to everyone. It's so inspiring to see the continued impact of the Regional Crisis Team over the years, and that is from our founder, Dr. Jeannie Gold. Amory Bernhardt, who is the director of the Connecticut Center for School Safety and Crisis Preparation. You saw Gabe Lomas, who was here and audited our regional crisis team for many years, and then went on to create his own regional crisis team in Connecticut. And then Amory stepped up to the Connecticut Center for School Safety. Frank and I presented to help them to launch that. Amory couldn't be here, but he said, thank you so much for the kind invitation to your 25-year celebration. This milestone is a testament to the incredible dedication, teamwork, and impact your team has demonstrated over the years. While I regret that I will not be able to attend in person, please know how impressed and inspired we are by your accomplishments. Kindly extend my heartfelt congratulations and best wishes to everyone on your team as you celebrate this significant achievement. Thank you, Amory. So I'm just going to pause here. Is there anybody else who would like to share? I will give the floor to you, and then after that we're going to move on to gift giving. So anybody else want to say anything? I'll pause for a moment. Don't hesitate. You don't have to stand up. You don't have to come to the podium. Grace Carnevale.
I just wanted to take the opportunity to say thank you to everybody here. This past year has been my first year not on the RCT for decades, couple of decades.
No, your impact has continued. No, great.
And I just feel like I've grown so much, and I'm sure people will agree with this. Through this team, everybody's talking about how the regional crisis team has grown, and it certainly has. But I feel at the same time we've had the opportunity to grow and become better at our craft as well. So again, accolades and thanks to the people in the front of the room, Lynn and Frank and Jackie, and to each and everybody here. I feel like I've made friends here. I feel like I've gotten closer to people. It's been a really wonderful experience. I just wanted to say thank you for that.
Thank you, Grace. Beautifully said.
One word, I don't know if I'm going to do the Mike and Sarah show for the fall, but just on behalf of Westchester County, and I'm sure all the counties as well, the title of our department is Community Mental Health, and that's always been important to us, is the sense of community. And there isn't a stronger stakeholder, one that we cherish more than school districts. So I first want to thank you for the incredible work you do. And I think, Lynn, something you said about relationships, and that is, I've been with the county 32 years. It's all about relationships, trust, holding each other accountable, supporting each other. So I hope that we can provide the services that you need, and if something is missing, please let us know, because we truly want to be a partner. And thank you for all you guys do. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. We could not do any of this without our partnerships with the county, and I remember when we were always checking with each other and make sure each other knows and that we are pooling our resources. It has been an honor and a pleasure to work with you, Mike and Sarah, over the years. Thank you for your kind words. Anyone else? Yes, Christine.
I know some people in this room for a very long time, and I just want to say thank you. I know that over the course of my 9 years in our district, we've had the crisis team and Mike's office come and help us through some really tragic moments, and it's almost easier to do the logistics without letting your emotions show through, and not having staff with you who can help process what's happening is a real detriment to trying to work through and support all the children that need your help. And so I feel like it's been a privilege for us to have many people from outside our district come in those moments and really be confidential in that space and support all of our needs. And so I'm very grateful for that, and I also want to acknowledge our staff, Anne-Marie and Lisa, who are here, and our larger clinical staff who has been able to be deployed to help other school districts who've gone through difficult moments as well. And that's been a privilege for us too, not only to support you in your spaces, but be able to take back what we've learned from those experiences to help make our environment better for our students and staff. So on behalf of Chappaqua, thank you so much everybody here, and it's so great to see so many faces that I haven't seen in a very long time, and it's been a privilege for us to work side by side with you. And thank you, Frank, for always answering my call.
Thank you, Christine. Thank you. Thank you, All right, any final comments? All right. So, as I said, we have sprinkled in a few surprises for you. And we have our last but certainly not least surprise. It is just a pleasure for me to introduce my colleague, Mary Cuomo. She is a work-based learning coordinator at our Career and Technical Education Center. She is a beautiful soul that supports our students from all 18 of our districts, anyone who comes to the Tech Center. Your impact there has been tremendous, Mary, in the short time that you've been with us. And Mary has many hidden talents, as we find when we are a family like we are at PNW BOCES. And Mary has the most beautiful singing voice. So the last of your surprises is Mary is going to serenade you.
So I am also a wedding singer, like Adam Sandler, but the female version. But truthfully, it's a privilege to be here today. I want to thank you all so much for all the work that you do. I know personally we've called on the crisis team, and it's just been unbelievable to have the support. So thank you guys so much for having me. I'm going to do a song that I'm sure we all know together. So if you do know the words, please, I ask that you join in with me, okay? There's no music, and it's a cappella, so here we go. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain. We gon' have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride. If there are things you need to borrow, for I will be here. I'll share my life. Somebody to lean on me. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Just call me when you need a friend. Call me and call me when you need a friend. Call me. I'm only one call away, and I'll be there to save the day. Superman's got nothing on me. I'm only one call away.
Thank you, Mary. That was beautiful. Beautifully sung from your heart. Thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate that. Thank you.
God bless you all.
Okay, I almost got it through this without the tears, but that brought it right back. And we wanted to make sure that we sprinkled in some surprises for you. Again, show you how much we love you, how much we care for you, how much we appreciate and value you. And
we're very always watchful of the time, but I saw our district superintendent, Neil Boyle, just stepped in. He had many things he had to cover today, but he made time for us. Neil, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for all you do. And for those that know, she works here, so she is available through a poster.
Thank you, Neil. And you remember when Neil stepped up to our district superintendent a couple of years ago. He came to, we were gathering for a regional crisis team, and I remember you saw Neil. You were so, and there was a whole standing ovation. We love you, Neil. Thank you so much for your support. None of it could be possible at PNW BOCES without you, our board, and others who equally treasure and value this team. Okay, Frank and Jackie, I think we're bringing it home. So,
Yeah. Have you ever heard DJ Rob Ace and Easy Rock? It takes two to make a thing go right. That's all I got. That's all I got.
The comedy act.
Yeah, any 80s rap will be good.
For the comedy act.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to think about the time right now, and so we're going to just step away from our protocol for a minute, our script. What do you think about, I'll call the members who are here, we give them the special plaque, and where Karen is going to take a photo of each one of our members with Frank and Jackie. So once you come up, I call your name. We have special certificates for you, but by the time I kind of flip through those, we may be bumping up to 10. I know some of you have other obligations. So I think if we go through this process, then at the end, we'll make sure you get your certificate. You're going to take your cookie box. You're going to take your memory book, and you'll have everything to remember the 25th anniversary. Would that work?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we are going to start with our regional crisis team members. I'm going to call those of you who are here. You're going to come up. Remember, we're just going to be gracious. We're going to allow ourselves to be in the limelight. You're going to come up, get your special plaque. We're going to get the photo by Karen, and then I'll call the next person. And don't worry, our special guests in ARCT, we have something for you too. So first up is Deb Sides from AAPAC. Come on up, Deb. Deb Sides is the person that was mentioned by both Pat and Jill making the little memory dolls. You also saw her in the video, and I'll tell you, that brought me to tears too when you mentioned how much that doll meant to you, Jill. So Deb Sides and our memory dolls. Marla Baylor, Child Advocacy Center, Putnam County. Joanna Biaggi, Brewster. And maybe, Michelle, you could hop in the picture too. No? Okay. Just thought I'd ask. And Joanna was the one who brought us the kindness rocks. So you remember that we did that project with Joanna. Thank you so much, Joanna. Diana Binger from Bedford.
Thank you for everything.
Next generation.
Lisa Bishalia, Chappaqua.
Next time you have to do a Karen makeup.
Oh, we could do that. We'll get our CTE students to do it for you.
Yeah, they did a nice job.
Lisa, over here.
One more.
I know.
Mary Blancuzzi Conti, retiree from PNW BOCES. Yep, as I always say, Mary and I worked for years at PNW BOCES. She was a school social worker, and there's always been something about Mary. Something very special about Mary.
How did Lynn get out of these pictures?
I don't know.
Every time. Every time.
That happened.
So much. Love you too.
Dr. Patricia Bragdon, Katona Lewisboro.
find one.
Grace Carnavale, retiree from North Salem. Here she comes. This is like rolling the credits at the end of the video. Everybody has their photo, everybody gets their hugs. And Frank and Jackie are going to do this the next 25 years. I've already set the template. All I have to do is. So we'll remember this. Eileen Cawley, Somers.
I wasn't paying attention. Come on. We're like 6 deep at this point. Where do I go next?
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle. You got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Tricia Klosser, Yorktown.
Do not put us in any profile.
Jessica Day, Carmel.
I hear you.
Jackie Drenga, Lakeland.
Thank you for joining us.
Jackie's one of our interns. We welcome interns, we welcome retirees, we welcome anyone who can contribute to our team. Thank you, Jackie. Jackie is followed by Reva Druskin from Lakeland, her supervisor. And next, I'm not going to pronounce the right name correctly, forgive me, but Dr. Anne Marie G. from Chappaqua.
See, I'm not listening to those either. Okay, over here.
Jill Greenstein, retiree from Putnam Valley. Followed by her colleague, Jason Kane from Putnam Valley.
One day Frank is dressed better than me.
Me too.
For all you mental health professionals, let me tell you, getting that, thank you.
Alyssa Kent, Bedford.
Yeah.
Robert Lacola, Dutchess County, BOCES. Remember, Rob is one of our adoptees from Dutchess BOCES. They're going to create their own strand. We're so proud of Rob and Corinne, who are both here today.
Taking photos with people. Yeah.
Kathy McCarthy, retiree from Carmel.
See you. Right? It's a good one to come.
Jeannie McKay, retiree, Putnam Northern Westchester BOCES.
It's like graduation.
Yes, it is.
When's the party? That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, we
Yeah, get in the middle, get in the middle.
That's for you. April Morales, Ossining.
So, the best.
Right back at you. Right back at you.
You're doing great. You're doing great. You guys are doing great.
Maria Norris, intern from Mayapack. I said to Maria at the beginning of the meeting, remember this, because she will be one of the waves when we do this the next time. I won't be here, but Frank, Jackie, and Maria will.
Hang on.
Keisha Ortiz. Keisha's from Brewster. Joanna Polanco Russo from one of our agencies.
Everyone's awkward comments to it. I love it.
I love this.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kristen Regalia, Somers.
Yeah. Should have got dressed up.
I had to find a dress.
Michelle Liebling, ESI EAP. Aww. Lots of pictures today.
Oh my God, yes. Remember the social committee?
Yeah, yes, that's what I was thinking about.
Thank you.
Corinne Safarowick, also from Dutchess Folk.
We'll be up here one day. You can run.
Yes, she will.
Great. Thank you.
So we tried very hard to keep track of all of these lists. Did anybody not get called from the regional crisis team that's here? Got everybody? Awesome. Okay. We know that some of our members were not here, but we will catch them next time and we will send their special gifts to them. Now for the ARCT, the Administrators Regional Crisis Team, Amelia Carpenzano, Brewster.
Come on down.
We're coming up to our special guest next. And one more member of our Administrators Regional Crisis Team, Melissa Joyce, Katona Lewisboro. Sarah, hang on, we're almost there. And then I promise I'll get you right out the door. Extra special to have Melissa here. She was formerly with PNW. Nice to see you. Thank you for your support, Melissa. Okay, our special guest, Sarah Servadio, Putnam County. Come on down. Special guest.
Yeah.
Did I?
Thank you. Michael Orth, Westchester County.
Thank you so much for everything.
Oh, thank you, Michael.
Great job.
Thank you. All right, last but not least, Mike Piazza.
cookies.
Louise now?
Oh, yeah, she here?
Okay, yeah.
Nice to see you.
You're all wondering what's in the bag. What? I can't wait. Are you guys looking this way? Okay, now me. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
And is there anybody that we didn't get in the ARCT or special guest? I want to make sure I covered everybody. Okay. Oh, and we've got one more special guest that we'd like to call up, Louise Dutra.
She wasn't expecting that.
We get those awards out of her hand. Get in the middle.
That's funny. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. That was beautiful. Thank you for participating in that. On behalf of Neil Boyle, our district superintendent, Frank Guglieri, Jackie Fama, and PNW BOCES, happy 25th anniversary. We look forward to our team's impact in many years to come. We thank you for being here.
I'm only one call away, and I'll be there to say